You can still edit your After Effects project without Premiere opened. It's just a normal After Effects project. I'm going to double click this one, and there it is, all ready for you to build your wonderful graphics. Now, what I suggest is to take each segment and pre-comp it. The reason is to have the freedom to create without worrying about accidentally shifting over your segments. To do this, you can right-click and select Pre-Compose from the bottom of this list, or just go up here with that layer selected and go under Layer, Pre-Compose. I'll call this Shot 1. Move everything on the inside, and now you have this Shot 1, and even though it extends beyond here, I'm going to trim it. If I double-click in Shot 1, this is the totality of Shot 1. You can press the N key to find the workspace. Going back to the main project, I'm going to go right here, and I'll trim this composition by selecting that layer and pressing Option right bracket to trim it. Now, within here, you can expand the composition, and why you would want to expand the composition, let's say on the outside you want to do a zoom out, zoom in, or rotate the canvas. If you don't expand this inner composition, artwork will be cut off around the edges. I'm going to use rulers. Just drag out rulers for a visual guide on where the edges are currently. Another way to do this is to create an image that can be used as a template, and then that image is hidden. I'll show you that one right now. The reason why you might want to do this, just a little easier to see. This is my shape, and this is my shape layer. Right click on it and select Guide Layer. Guide layers will not render. This is the icon that appears next to it. I'll drag it to the bottommost layer, and you can always turn it off and on as needed. I'll put a lock on it. If you don't want red as the background, I'm going to click on the fill and deselect the fill. So fill none, and that's going to give me this white outline. I'll then lock this layer again, and I'm going to composition settings, and I'm going to expand this. You can unlock the ratio, but if you want it to be easy, let's say adding 200 pixels to width and height proportionally, that works out. Maybe you want a little more room on the horizontal, so back to composition settings. I'll uncheck this, and for the width, maybe I'll set to 1400 just to give it a little more width. I'll save this. Going back to the main composition, you can see that the main composition is still centered, and you have this extra boundary around here. And that extra boundary will allow you to move things around if you need to animate panning, rotating, or scaling. So that was the goal of expanding this inner composition while leaving the outer composition exactly the size that's needed for your project.